exactly what he did on the Hard Part 6. He rapped about this nigga is taking his fake information. I told y'all this on Family Matters when I said, you digging for dirt, you should be digging for proof. I got pictures of the fucking little girl, all in the fucking video plastered on the wall. I'm fucking playing with this dumb nigga.
What is up, YouTube? We back in the building, man. It's your boy Goods. Big Zo TV, you already know what the deal is, man. If you have not subscribed, make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button, and help your boy out if you're feeling the channel. We on the road to 2K. We getting close, so don't stop now, man. If y'all want to support the kid, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, get down in the comment section and engage. I already know what the deal is, but let's get straight into it, man. We got another situation here, man, when it comes to this Kendrick and Drake thing, man. And this is the guy Mal. So if you don't know, Mal is the guy from Rory and Mal. You know, he used to be with Joe Budden, so they falling out. But what we did see in this whole Drake and Kendrick situation, there's a lot of people out there really caping for Drake, you know? And there's a difference between having like your opinion and, you know, going off of the facts and what you've been seeing and caping for Drake. And listen, I thought DJ Academics was the biggest like Drake caper out there, but Ma over here like really competing, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. So Ma really came on this podcast, which, well, it's their podcast, I think, or whatever. Yeah, Rory and Mal. So on his podcast, he really, to me, went a little extra on his opinion.
But you, Mr. Lamar, you hit your girl because she's bigger than you. You put your hands on your girls. You've been engaged for years. You're not married yet. You living in New York. She's not. Let's talk real shit. All this 11-year-old daughter shit y'all talking about. And because he released it right after the Family Matters. It's a better rate. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Really legitimately seemed like he was hurt by Drake losing this battle.
Not like us being number one though. Fuck numbers. Just it being number one and it playing during
fuck numbers and then say being number one.
Let me land it.
Bro, my man don't even want to let him like get anything off positive that has anything to do with Kendrick. He like don't say nothing positive about Kendrick. Let's get to it. Jeez, bro, y'all listen, man. I don't understand the Drake caping, but we gonna get down to the bottom of it, and I'm gonna explain it to y'all.
Playing at NBA games, it playing at tennis matches, it playing on the news is hurting. It's hurting Drake's brand. So I'm not saying numbers wise matter or a number one slot matters. I'm saying what that number one has represented and where it's spread. Is that affecting his brand that a pedo anthem?
Yo, my man said a pedo anthem. God damn. Yo, shit looking scary out here, dog. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Shit looks scary out here. My dog said a pedo anthem. Scary.
I don't think it's hurting Drake's brand.
Dog, you can literally see the hurt in this man's face. It's like, bro, what is Drake giving y'all, bro? Like, what are y'all getting? Like, and you know what the sad part is? I don't think Drake giving them nothing. It's almost like, you know what? Let's continue on, cause we ain't heard him say enough.
I think that it may feel like that and it may look like that, but I think ultimately once this settles, I think it's gonna hurt Kendrick's brand more. Only because if Drake is found and proven not to be a pedo, which I know he's not, once the public sees that, I mean, is this
nigga, this is what I be like, this is what I don't be understanding about y'all dudes, man. Like, which I know he's not. Like, dog, do you even know him like that, bro? That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. How do you know he's not? Like, we're on here saying that the things that he's been saying, the actions that he's done don't make sense. They look spooky. So one can make the assumption that you know, it don't look right. But you on here literally saying, I know he's, how, bro? How do you know? Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, how do you know he's not? It's crazy.
It's not one of the worst things you can call a person.
But agreed.
Yes, I'm talking about when it's not who they are.
It's up.
But how, bro, how do you know, bro? Bro, listen, I agree. That's a very hard jacket to throw on somebody. But for you to sit here and cape and say you know that he's not, bro, how do you know? You don't. You feel like he's not because you don't want him to be. You can't take that. Man.
Up there. That's one of the worst things you could say about
No, to me, this is the worst.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other thing you can label a person ever. Like snitching and all that shit, I get that shit with street shit. I understand that part.
Rapist might be worse.
I mean, being a
this is along
pedophile,
the same line.
you are raping.
This is the same thing to
Okay.
me. I'm just speaking for me. I'm only ever speaking for me and my taste level. I think labeling somebody that and that's not who they are is some of the worst shit you could ever do.
But let's go
whether
through-
we want to say it's entertainment or not, there's certain shit you just don't even in entertainment, even behind the guise of entertainment and comedy and things like that, there's certain shit you just don't ever play with. And to me, that's at the top of the list.
So the problem is we're just going to ignore all the signs, right? So we're going to ignore all the teens that Drake has been in contact with, all the teens that he's been contacting over the phone, all the situations where he's been uncomfortably close with minors, right? We're just going to ignore that. And that's the problem here. Like, for you to sit here and say he's not this, he's not that, and that's the worst thing you can put on somebody, you acting like these things came out of nowhere. They didn't come out of nowhere. But I digress. This is part of the campaign of all of these certain people that are trying to protect Drake and trying to be on his side. And I feel like it's because they feel like they can benefit from this in the future. But we'll get to that.
I mean, let's go with history, though, with the court of public opinion. Is the damage already done? Let's say Drake comes out, and of course, I hope that on a moral level and outside of a rap beef, that he can prove to the world that, I don't touch kids. This was fucking crazy. Is the damage
But he tried to do that, and y'all said, he's explaining
the public doesn't care. You'll see rapists go to jail covered for a year, the whole trial. They'll sit for 20 years, find out they're innocent. They'll come out of jail. Won't cover it all. Mm-hmm. They'll be a rapist for the rest of their life. Mm-hmm. Is the damage done already, even if he proves otherwise?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because I don't think that nobody truly believes that.
Yo, who is this nigga? What do you mean nobody truly believes that, bro? So we just gonna ignore everything we've seen and go off of your word? Cause you know Drake? Cause you just be with Drake every time he texting these chicks. You be with him. You're the source. Cause you know more than everybody else. What is this?
I don't think nobody believes that.
I think there's plausible deniability. Like, there's enough. Kendrick wouldn't have jumped out like that if there wasn't enough smut in like the public perception of him that it fit. So the fact that we're even speculating it is enough. Kendrick won, I think, in that regard. You know what I mean?
Who's speculating it? I don't.
Yo, he ain't like that one.
Yo, I don't think nobody's speculating that.
I mean, I think whatever side you're on, you've made up your mind.
I don't think nobody's speculating that.
I would try to clean this shit up if I'm not a pedophile. All the girls that were in those videos that were all over the timeline that everyone was accusing Drake of either grooming or being a pedo towards, all conveniently came out on the same day and said, hey, that's not how it went. Even the girl that made the Money in the Grave beat was like, you guys misunderstood me. I don't understand how you guys didn't understand me, when she flat out said we were in high school when it happened.
Yeah, but let's not forget the part where Drake is just a fan of high school girls basketball.
Okay, so the Drake thing. Mm-hmm. You met him, when did you first meet him?
I played basketball, right? So he really was a fan of supported one of my teammates at the time. And
this is when you're in high school?
Yeah, in high school. So he was a fan of women's basketball, high school basketball. I was her teammate, so he followed me because of her.
Like, we're not going to find that questionable at all in the midst of everything else? Him just being a nice guy, huh?
Cool. Everyone cleaned it up. And if I'm Drake, I'd do the same thing. I'm not accusing him of doing brand cleanup. If someone calls me a pedophile and I wasn't creeping on a chick, I'd say, yo, can you tell these people that we have no relationship like that?
Mm.
But also, if you are one, you would still say the same thing. Let's not forget that. We can't just try to go on one side and pick this now. We got to say that.
To me, it's nothing to turn around. I don't think that's a real thing.
Just living in a fantasy world, bro. Bro, if you love Drake, just say you love Drake, bro. If you want to be part of OVO, just say you want to be part of OVO, dog. Like, just say it, man. Come out and say it. We'd rather you just say it than to sit here and act like you ain't seen nothing that's been going on lately, dog.
I think because somebody said it in a record, okay, like, this is a battle. People are going to say things to try to assassinate somebody's character and demean somebody. But that's not a real thing. You know what I mean? It's just not a real thing. And then when he did explain it in the Hard Part 6, y'all said, oh, why is he always explaining himself? I felt like if somebody said that about me, I'm going to explain that too. Like, whoa, hold up. Let's be clear here. That's not true. I don't understand this is a battle and all of it, but like, fam, it's certain shit you just not going to just throw out there. Like, that's insane to throw that on somebody's jacket. You think that if Drake was having sex with underage girls, Kendrick would have been the one to put that out there like that?
No, I'm not.
We would have been knew that.
I'm just saying, like, I just don't want to speak so definitively about things. Like, we don't know. None of us know. We don't know what each other does behind closed. Like, we don't know.
In that sense, yes, you're right.
Stuff.
I don't
That's
know.
all I'm saying.
I've never seen this man lay down in his bed with whomever he lays down with. No, never seen that. I would be completely and totally fucking floored if that were true.
And the fact of the matter is, you do not know, dog. That's the issue we have here. You don't know. So for you to definitively come on this podcast and sit here and say, I know he's not, is the problem that everybody has with you, dog. You can't sit here and say, I know he's not. And then now you're talking about if he is, it would hurt. Like, bro, you are clearly on one side to the point where you don't even want to believe anything else. You don't even want to hear anything else. You already have it set that Drake is not this guy that you think he is. Listen, your idols hurt you in this world, bro. Your idols can hurt you. And I feel like you're in denial at this point.
I would be like, this is fucking insane, and there's nothing I won't come on my platform and say about how I feel about that if it's found to be true. I don't fuck with shit like that. But because I feel so strongly that it's not true, it's crazy to me that somebody's throwing that out there on somebody's jacket. Like, that to me is something you don't play with.
So just to put this out there, I feel like one of the things that everybody's missing here is I don't think anybody's saying that Drake is doing anything sexual with these minors. That's not what I think people are getting at. I think people are getting at the fact that he is inappropriately having contact with them. And if it turns out that he is attracted to them being young, just because he hasn't acted on it officially means nothing. We don't know if there's ever been a situation where he's talked to one inappropriately when they were underage and then acted on it when they were of age. People are gonna go back to that situation he had on stage. The issue here is that's not an isolated incident. So that's the issue we're having here. I feel like they're trying to keep it at the accusation of him actually doing things with these younger girls, which is not what everybody's saying. Everybody's saying that this is an inappropriate relationship.
Okay, well then what do you think about some of the videos? Even though, let's go with the 17-year-old that came on stage that said somebody else from OVO picked her out of the crowd, whatever. She said her age. Drake was like, whoa, you're gonna get me in trouble. And seemed like he made the right move when he found out her age, but then continued on and was like, yo, you really gonna get me in trouble? I felt your breasts and all. This was all after she said she was 17. Is that just a mistake or is that a red flag?
I'm gonna go on the side of a mistake than a red flag because of it was part of this. It was on stage at the show in that moment. So I can understand that. Now, if this was something where they're just at dinner chilling at a table and that happens, then it's like he got that. That's what you be doing at dinner, like. But on stage, you know, that's part of the show. I kind of, again, I'm not saying it's right.
What?
So that's what I'm saying on the side of mistake. I'm not gonna say that's a red flag and this is what he doing. This is his bag and it.
But it was a little weird. He knows the age. Why are you doubling down on the freakiness?
Oh!
So
Yeah.
that
Bro, it looked like it's hurting your heart right now. I get it, man. Your idols can the idols can let you down, dog. Your idols can let you down, dog. I get it, man. Yo, you gotta take this one, dog.
back to my original point of I don't really know how this can be cleaned up for Drake, no matter how much controlled damage he does with it. He could break every girl could come out like
I don't
how
think it's no damage though. Like
the only way in this world, unfortunately, is just go make good music and hopefully people will forget, which is fucked up, but that's the world we live in.
I think Kendrick played it so well because it's the court of public opinion, which we've learned doesn't abide by the due process.
Nothing but Drake took a legal route.
No. So they're both, it's just kind of stuck in this space.
But Drake has to clean up and do damage control.
I didn't want to make this just a Drake thing. I think since that video has resurfaced,
what do we find more believable out of these two? And it's nasty that we.
That's
it's nasty.
I don't even want to like have that combo, but I get your question.
It's out there. We just consumers of the music at this point. We just talking about what we heard. If this was a guy named fucking Dante and a guy named fucking Aaron. They're saying Dante is a pedophile, right?
Oh,
he's a fucking rap superstar. They're like, oh, he's a pedophile, right? And then they're saying Aaron beat his fiance.
Wait, why do we need to speculate?
I'm just saying, like, let's just say we could just remove the names from it.
Can I
what do you think is a more believable?
That there is a community amongst the elite that is a little fucking petty, and I don't mean
Finally.
That's what I thought you were.
When have we seen any of those guys actually be found to be a pedophile?
I don't see why it's so hard for this guy to understand that this is very possible. Being a rap star, being an entertainer that has nothing to do with what you can do to be that person. But at the same time, I think it's even worse when you are a superstar or a rap star or whatever the case may be. Because you often have more resources and more gall to think that you can get away with it and buy people and send people away. Like, what is so hard for him to get at this point?
In a video with Mal going at with his thoughts.
Yeah, I see that shit.
What's your thoughts on that?
I feel like I felt like it's personal.
I don't know why it's personal for that man like that.
And that's how I really feel about it. Like, even with academics, like when you see these guys that are really like fanning out for Drake and doing all this, it's because Drake has lost his battle, right? And if you really look at the industry, there's not a lot of people on his side per se, right? Willing to speak up for him. So these guys are opportunists. They taking the opportunity to speak out for him and be on his side because everybody knows at the end of the day, Drake is a mega superstar, right? Drake is going to recover from this and Drake's going to continue on to make music. And these guys want to be on the forefront when he does. You want that Drake interview, Mal. Academics, you want that Drake interview. These are all guys that are taking on the opportunity to be on his side, on his team, defending him through all the mud so that you can benefit from it later. That's really what it is, because there's no other reason why you can strongly sit there and strongly believe in something else when you really don't have a clue.
We didn't say it was a bad record. We said Family Matters is probably the best song in this whole shit.
It ain't no probably, nigga. It's the best record that's released in this entire beef.
Hell, get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
What? No, you right. I was dick riding.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta calm down with that shit.
Yeah.